Right, next video, and here we are at an MS star, which is quite large. I'm 105 light seconds from it. That's after getting a bit closer. It looks like I can't fuel scoop from it. Now I thought this was a star or a system that would have a neutron star in it, but no, that it was pointing out non-sequence stars, and that's clearly what this is. So, well, there we go. That is a first. I have not seen an MS star before. No idea why they are categorized as such, but it does appear that I can't fuel scoop from it. Now, I haven't made a huge amount of progress. In fact, that's how far. I've been scanning a lot of neutron stars in the area, and so yeah, I haven't got much further than I was at the end of the last video. But maybe now is the time to actually start trying to make a bit of progress again. So okay, I'll be back when there is something to come back to. Okay, well, I've not got very far since the last video, to put it mildly. This system is the next jump that came along, but this one is a neutron star system, and that means I've now scanned everything in it. I'll just show you. So it is a first, another one. Every system I've scanned for about the last 2 or 3 days have been firsts, or at least partly firsts, in the case of the old Nebula in the Lycoidal system. But anyway, that's that one. Now the next system I want to go to also really caught my eye, because it's this one. Organx MS-U F2-1311. Now F would certainly catch my eye, but star class black hole, well, that definitely will catch my eye, and did. So it looks like the primary star is a black hole. Whether or not it's the only black hole or the only thing in this system, I have no idea. But let's take a look. Now what I'm hoping is that, because all of the neutron stars I've been scanning in this area have been firsts, this could be a black hole first, which I'll certainly be quite pleased with, if that's what it amounts to. We'll soon find out anyway. Alright, well, there's the black hole dead ahead. Not the only thing here, but I want to fucking hurry up and finish scanning. Right, there we go. Now there is another star here. Let's go this way around. We'll see more distortion if we go this way around, because there is no nebula cloud around it this time. We need the dense star field to be able to see how it looks. There it is. No denying that. So plenty of lensing. But what I'm much more interested in is what else is in this system, and is this a first? It fucking is! So there you go, I got a black hole first. I'm quite pleased with that, to put it mildly. And technically it's not the only star here, there is that SATA-III jobby, but well, I'll scan everything, seeing as this is a first. And it has a black hole in it, so there we go. I'm quite pleased about that. Right, I'll be back when there is something to come back to. Alright, next bit for this video. And we'll start with a bit of an update on the stats. So my systems visited is now up to 5,571. So it seems like it was not that long ago that I reached the 5,000th system. And yet I'm already now closer to 6,000 than I am 5,000, which is ridiculous, but no well, I'll take it. Total hyperspace distance is now 173,841, which means I have covered over 25,000 light years on this trip so far. Total hyperspace jumps are up to 10,380, and my max distance from the start is currently at 23,049. That's not bad. I don't think it's bad. Now if you bring up the old galaxy map, let's start by zooming out and seeing just whereabouts we are. That's where we are, very close to the core. And if we compare that to where I was, take a look at old Diaguandri there, is 23,080 light years away. So that's how much distance I've covered. Now, if we take a look at old Sagittarius A star, that's not too far away now. 2,946,000. No, 2,946. Yeah. So, well, it's less than 3,000 away. I'm fucking close. And that means that old Great Annihilator is, well, should be very close. It is very close, because if we do a search, it's right there. It's the next jump. 26.3 light years away. There we go. Now I have got a couple more systems that I've been given by Commander Mono that I need to check out. But I've been doing a bit of checking up on whereabouts they are in relation to where I am now. And even though it will mean having to go back a little bit to one of them, I'm not going to say where they are. I'll show you them when I get to them, but I'm not going to say anything yet. But when I go to the first of the two I've been given, I'm going to essentially have to be coming back if I carry on going to Sagittarius A star. But that's what I want to do. I'm going to, from Great Annihilator, I'm going on to Sagittarius A star. Then I'm going to come back to 1, and then that will allow me to then go straight on ahead to the second one, and from there carry on going north through the core regions the other side. It makes sense to me anyway, so go with it. Anyway, here we go. Great Annihilator awaits. Now some people will probably be thinking that with a name like Great Annihilator they're going to expect a scene of absolute carnage. I'll tell you now, you're in for a disappointment if you are. Great Annihilator is perfectly named. It is a real place. It's not fictional. It's not something that's been made up for Elite Dangerous. It does exist. but it is a Great Annihilator of positrons. So there is the black hole in front of us. And we are about to see some utter bollocks. 7 objects in this system. There is no way anything else could exist in this system. Great Annihilator has been determined by the greatest... let's just get out of the distortion field of this one we're in. Because it's sending all of the readings fucking mad. Alright, I think we're out of it. Here we are. So let's explore this. In fact, let's slow down a bit and check out the galaxy map. Not the galaxy map, the system map. That's what I wanted to do. Now what you see here is, okay, that's the first one I found, but there's a second black hole here. That's bollocks. The X-ray astronomers have studied Great Annihilator quite a bit because it's a bit of a mystery. There are several theories about it. Some I think are more worthy of paying attention to than others. But there is one thing that they all agree on, and that is that there is only one source of X-rays, or gamma rays if you must call them that now, that are emanating from this system. Just one, which is proof that there is only one black hole here. So let's see. Who could be right? Could it be the greatest minds in the field of X-ray and gamma ray astronomy, or could it be frontier developments? That's a tough one to figure out. So the actual layout of Great Annihilator in this game is just bullshit. Now one thing they have got right is that the black hole is of a significant size, or in the case of this one, the first black hole. So I've got quite a distance to cover before I get to scan everything, but obviously I am going to scan everything. So this has put me 23,072 light years from my starting point. But the official designation for the black hole that is Great Annihilator is intermediate mass black hole. And the only black hole that's larger than it in our galaxy that we have found so far is obviously Sagittarius A star. Now this is when some of these other theories start to crop up. One theory, I can't remember the name of the bloke who came up with it. It's a Frenchman. And he theorised that Great Annihilator could actually be a mini quasar. Now if you know anything about quasars, then the idea that this place could be a mini quasar, personally I think is laughable. Now obviously I am not going to sit here and say that the opinion of an amateur astronomer who's playing Elite Dangerous has more weight, or even anything like as much weight, as an astronomer, but I do think that this comes a bit from fantasy. There's only one place in our entire solar system where a quasar can form. And the fact that there is only one place should give you a pretty good idea of where that is. And it is, of course, Sagittarius A star. It needs a supermassive black hole. And Great Annihilator, quite simply, is not a supermassive black hole. It's an intermediate mass. I mean, by black hole standards, it's huge. It's just by a supermassive black hole, it's not even on the like insane register. Let's get this one scanned. But if Great Annihilator is indeed even, you know, even if the possibility exists that Great Annihilator can be a quasar of some description, then that brings us to the second theory, which I think has a bit more credibility. I'm going back to the first one. I know that this is not the one I haven't already scanned. I just want to see a bit more of the distortion. Trouble is, we're in an area that is somewhat sparse. There isn't anywhere near as many stars, so we can't see it quite so well. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. The other theory is that Great Annihilator, okay, isn't a supermassive black hole by our galaxy standards, but at one stage it was the supermassive black hole of another galaxy, one that the Milky Way galaxy collided with and absorbed a huge number of stars, including that particular rather small galaxy's supermassive black hole at its centre, which has become Great Annihilator. And that explains a couple of things. Firstly, it explains why Great Annihilator is where it is, because it's in quite an unusual place for an intermediate mass black hole to be this close to the centre of the galaxy, when we have a supermassive black hole, well, by galactic travel, not that far away from it. The other thing is that it does seem to have almost appeared from nowhere and has an enormous number of stars that it can devour, for lack of a better phrase. And indeed it has been. That's where all of the positrons that it has been annihilating comes from. Not just from stars, but also from some of the enormous amounts of dust clouds that are within the core region. Although in Elite Dangerous the dust clouds seem to have disappeared now that I've reached a certain part in the galaxy. In fact, the closer you get to the core, the more dust and the more clouds and everything else you will find there, because of course this is the region where stars are being born, and of course they need dust, they need clouds, they need material to form. So it goes without saying that this area is going to be extremely dusty. There's only one area where one area within the core region which isn't all that dusty, and when we get to it I'll tell you about it. Although again, it shouldn't take a genius to figure out where it is. So yeah, the Great Annihilator is a bit of an enigma. insofar as no one really knows where it came from, how it got to where it is, how it managed to get the mass that it has. But there are some theories floating around. I say I personally completely dismiss the theory of it being a mini quasar, because by quasar standards it's more microscopic. If a quasar appears in a galaxy, it is by far the largest thing within that galaxy. I think every quasar that has been observed to date has taken up the vast majority of the galaxy that it's in. And as I say, a quasar needs a supermassive black hole to form around. And the only one that's in this galaxy is obviously at Sagittarius A star. And there isn't one there. There isn't even the conditions for one to be formed there, so... Now it's a shame that we are in such an area with so few stars. We're not seeing the distortion as well as I would like. But yeah, there just isn't a great deal of it. I mean, there's no mistaking the distortion is there. It's just that we can't see it as well as, well, I would like. It is sending the orbit line absolutely crazy, but you see that a lot, so don't read too much into that. So even though we are 0.5 light seconds away from it, the distortion around the black hole itself is already visible. Now it'd be interesting to see. I mean, you can now see just how great the distortion field is around this thing, but it would be interesting to see how far away from the second black hole we need to be before we start scanning it. Will it be as large as the one that was at the Eskimo Nebula, which to date is still the largest one I've ever seen? There you go, so that's that one. But I want to see the second, which, yeah, you can clearly see there's a huge amount of distortion around it, even though we are 209,000 light seconds away. Now when we saw the one at the Eskimo Nebula, that was, I think, was it 72,000. I was impressed that we could see it as clearly as we could then. Here it's 209,000. There's no nebula, so that we can really see the distortion clearer than usual, and yet it is, well, unmistakable. You cannot miss it. So the big question remains, how close do we need to be before I can scan it? Of course, it's going to take a while to get to the fucking thing. So, well, I won't pause it because I have no idea when the scan will start. So I'm afraid we're going to have to sit through all this. Mind you, I guess you can always fast forward it through the video. I don't have that luxury while I'm playing this. Obviously I want to scan everything else in the system. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. They're all a lot closer to me than the black hole is. Well, I say a lot closer, 2,000 odd light seconds. Obviously this is going to be the final part of this video. I've no idea what's going to be in the next part. It could be that there isn't anything else until I get to Sagittarius A star. In fact, check the system map again. I want to check this these large stars here. Tauri, oh fucking hell, it's a Tauri blue. Oh, they're all Tauris, so I can't scoop from them. I was hoping I would be able to. The system I was in when I jumped here had a brown dwarf star in it, so I couldn't scoop from there. I mean, it's not like I'm desperately short of fuel, anything but I don't like jumping to too many systems and not fuel scooping. Right, well, as we've still got a bit of time before we get there, there's another quiz question for you. Now, I always try to avoid ones that, you know, have an answer that people can just quickly Google and then claim that they knew it. I got rather lucky with the last one, with the guess the computer that was running that version of Prince of Persia, because no one was able to find it on Google. Well, you'll have a tough job finding this one on Google as well. Last night I was chatting away on here, and somehow or other the question, the subject got onto Doctor Who. And I was saying that, actually it was about a particular episode, and I was saying that you're not going to out-nerd me when it comes to classic era Doctor Who, which is how I refer to 1963 to 89 era. And he said I should have put it as my specialist subject and applied to Mastermind. And I don't think he was expecting the answer he got, because I have applied to appear on Mastermind. Nothing came of it, but I did apply. And the thing with Mastermind is that you can't just choose one specialist subject, you have to choose 4, because you can't go on there assuming that you're going to get knocked out in the first round. So you have to have your specialist subjects chosen on the assumption that you are going to get through to the final. So you need 4 of them. Now obviously Doctor Who from 1963 to 89 was one of mine. You know where I'm going with this. What do you think the other 3 were? Like I say, you're not going to find that on Google. I'll give you a bit of a clue. None of them have anything to do with gaming or computers or anything like that. 2 of them are interests that, well, anyone who knows me knows that I have. One of those 2 that is a bit specific. You can't just put down, oh, it's one word. No, you've got to be a bit more specific than that. I was when I applied. So, yeah, well, good luck with that if you're bored enough to actually give it a try. Alright, the distortion is certainly growing. Okay, so that's the SATA-III stars. That, yeah, that there, that's just a reflection from the distortion effect. In which case I may as well select the SATA-TRIs. Oh shit, no, because I want to know how far away I am before this thing starts to scan. My fucking fag's gone out. Okay, so that wasn't the reflection. Well, how many? Oh yeah, there are 4 of them, aren't there? 1 orbits. Yeah, yeah, that's right. There are 2 large ones, and then they both have a smaller one orbiting them. Okay. So what I thought was part of the distortion actually isn't. I'm sure I could scan the blue one from here now, but as I say, I want to know how close I am to the black hole before that scans. Besides which, I'm not sure which one the blue one is. I think it's that one. Yeah, it is. Well, we're a lot closer to it now. And the other thing is I can't see the distortion quite so well. It's there, but yeah, not so good. I get the feeling this second one here is nowhere near the size of the first. This is the first system I've been in for a long while now that has everything scanned by somebody else. Mind you, it's hardly surprising. That's my fag done. Time to slow down a bit. Well, it is larger than normal, but it's not as big as the one that was in what do you call it? The Eskimo Nebula. The distortion is certainly there. It's all around this area. Okay, so we're roughly as far away from it now as we were when we were from the first one when we first came in here, but the distortion is nowhere near as great. So this one must be smaller than the first black hole. It's nowhere near as much. Heat is still not going up. I must be getting bloody close to the point where I can't get it much closer in Super Cruise. See this like outer region, or actually that's an inner region. I think that is where I can't get any closer in if I hit that point. Now down to kilometers. certainly getting a decent view of it now, thanks to us passing the yeah, the central region. Okay. Oh, let's go finish scanning what we need to scan while we're here. I wonder if we can actually scan it while we're in here. We can. That's a bit bollocks, really. There's a huge amount of distortion. All of the light and that is fucked up, but I can still scan the black, or yeah, the star here. Can't scan the smaller one that's orbiting it. It certainly came out of that distortion field pretty quickly. Right, well, I think that's enough of Great Annihilator. All I'm going to do is scan these last three SATA-III stars, so there's not really a great deal else to see here. So I'll just slow down. We'll take one last look at the system map. So one thing we know is that Great Annihilator will not look anything like this. It doesn't. It certainly doesn't have a fucking planet in it, but oh well. Shame we can't actually land on it. Yeah, if you look at solar masses, this is 66,000. That's 198,000. So that's much larger. So Great Annihilator A is definitely the largest I've found so far. Of course it's going to be passed quite soon, I think. But yeah, anyway, that's Great Annihilator system. So that's this video done. So I'll be back when there is something to come back to, which is quite possibly going to be when I hit Sagittarius A star. And in the meantime, go away.